Okay, here we are at the brown hive, and as with the golden hive, I'm just checking to make sure that they're growing okay and that they have room to continue to grow, that they have enough frames, that they have enough, that they're bringing in enough nectar. As always, would love to see the queen, but don't have to see the queen. All right, so here we go. Just a quick tour through what looks like 6 frames. All right, this frame was one of last year's frames at one hive or another. I've done quite a lot of mixing and matching over the past few weeks as I've been working on queen rearing. This frame, as you can see, is only about 60% drawn out. Oh, this is the one I last noted that had some heat sagging. I do see, I've got to get insulation on this this lid. They're getting too hot here because I see that now on 2 of the 4 wires. This frame is just getting too warm, and some of the wax is melting and sagging. They are on one side, they're storing a little nectar on one side, quite a lot more on the other. All right, frame 5. All right. I remediated a comb that was like this on one side. I guess it was on the other hive. You can see we've got 2 layers of combing going on here. I'm not going to mess with this right now. I'm going to try to, as the season goes on, I'm going to move it further and further out towards the honey storage. Try to get them to quit laying brood there, and lay honey, put honey on it first, and then when I harvest the honey, I'll just cut out the comb that doesn't really fit. So what happened here was this frame came from a cutout, and there were several distinct sections of comb bound together, and they said, oh well, the way it's hanging, it gives us room to make another layer. So that's what they did. So lots of brood on this side, just enough food here and there that it's food for the feeding of the brood. It's not dedicated honey storage yet. All right, frame 4. Got spiders in between the frames. That's something new to me. All right, so frame 4. This is a new comb. It's using the dowel approach. In this case, well, you can see up here. Let's see, I wonder if that started out as, no, I think they made that all themselves. But instead of using this starter bar, which was a paint stick with beeswax on it, they went all the way up to the frame top and built there, and that's causing them to be somewhat out of the frame on this side, and once again gives them the opportunity to do some wonky stuff between the combs. So I'm not real excited with that effect. I've not seen it on a lot of these other frames, but this one didn't work out the way I really wanted it to. Lots of brood on that side, lots of brood on this side, good pattern, good coverage, no obvious signs of illnesses. All right. This next one is frame 3. This was a frame from last year But as I look at it, I'm pretty sure that this one started out with me patching in comb from, well, maybe not. I'm not sure if it was originally from a cutout or if it was, they just got to go awry with it a little bit because of the spacing of these other combs. Or maybe this one was first and it led to all the rest. Well, at any rate, here we see brood, some open, some capped and some uncapped. We've got pollen and bee bread and nectar. Lots of brood, capped and uncapped, nectar, pollen. Yeah, good frames. All right, frame 2 and frame 1 are both brand new. So these have been inserted since winter. They built them on the header sticks that I gave them. They're hanging more, or look at the rich yellow color of this comb. They're hanging more on the in the center of the frame, so that's good. They're attaching the comb to the dowel in the center. So I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to see them build it into one solid comb. Maybe they'll get there. We've got lots of drone brood and on the right side, and worker cells on the it's actually on the right from the perspective of the camera, the left from the perspective of the camera. But good brood on both sides. Good brood here, following the same basic pattern. A little bit of food as needed for the brood there. And then this final one, I think, was probably the very newest. All right, population on all of this is looking really good, and they're clearly working on building comb here. Right now, storing pollen there. I've seen brood, so I'm not going to make any additional effort to find the queen. And they have enough comb that is not yet finished out, so that I don't think they really are in need of additional comb right now. So we're just going to seal them back up and move on to my water meter cutout. In the interest of trying to get them off of that comb that had the double layers, I'm going to move this one inside of it and hope that once that brood hatches off of it, that they will then start using it for honey. We'll get them sealed up, and that'll be all. Hate to bang on a beehive, but with that lid I sometimes require it. don't know what kind of ball field we've got, but I know there's a church over there. There may be, we're kind of out in the country where people can do what they want. There may also be somebody having built practice fields. Sounds like they're having fun today.